Now we've done the whole photo shoot at the Saddleback Church behind there near the freeway, and I've been driving now for about 2 miles and it's still 78 miles, which is amazing. I'm now going to drive to downtown Mission Viejo over a set of hills where you will see the forces of that regenerative braking, which I found quite impressive. As you can hear, the only sound that you can hear inside this car is other cars and their radios and the vent working. And that's what I love with a small little car, that it's so darn quiet. You can actually hear yourself talk, which might not be advantageous to everybody, but accelerating. Just to show you, we can actually accelerate quite quickly with this car. It's definitely not a slouch if you want to. We're the leader of the pack now. That acceleration, especially a little bit uphill, that did cause us some mileage. Let's see where we end up at our destination. So we went from 78 and 86 in the garage, I think, to 78 and now 70. Where 78 was a long time, and then when we went uphill accelerating, it went down pretty quickly. You can see now it disappears as well really quickly. See, it goes, it's not even miles that go and then it disappears by miles, every quarter mile basically. But now we're going downhill again. Oh, there's a traffic light which just now. So there's a little stretch downhill, if you see that there, coming up, and then we're going back uphill, but see what this does to the mileage. So I have to accelerate so we lose some energy, but not as much. See, we're going back up to 66 instead of 65. It is a very different way of driving if you pay attention to that, to your braking and your regenerative braking part, and how much it recharges. It is something quite interesting to do. And you hear some of cars, the other cars. This car is totally quiet. No matter if I can easily out accelerate the car there, but vroom vroom vroom. I don't have to. It does make you realize though, since you can out-accelerate them quite easily, it does make you realize how pathetic this exhaust noise and the vroom 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 part is. And you realize how much energy people are wasting with doing that sort of stuff. Here now I'm back to 69 and back to 70 from that little downhill session. And now we're getting an uphill again. After it's even more uphill, but then we're getting a long stretch of downhill. That's why I want to see where we end up. So it might be a little bit of a boring video for people who are not interested in this, but I found that is the most intriguing part of driving this car. If you drive it on the freeway for a long distance, it just goes down in miles. But if you do this in town traffic, especially with some hills, and you pay attention to what you're doing, it's actually quite interesting. It makes it much more interesting driving to me. So now we're going a bit downhill again, then after traffic lights we're going uphill, and then comes this longer downhill stretch. see if we can get it back up to 80. I would guesstimate from this that we could go to 80, maybe even more. And then it makes it, of course, much more interesting, because then the range is not completely one flat range, but the range is actually going up and down depending on the way you drive and where you drive. Uphill session here. And let me see if I'm going to get the 68 still. I'm doing 55 miles an hour and downhill. I'm not braking, but the car is braking on its engine, so that does the regenerative part now. There's a traffic light coming up, but the traffic light is green, so we're going back to 68. Now we're going to get the traffic light turns orange and red. Yeah! So back to 70. That was exciting. I know it's totally pathetic probably what I'm doing here, but for me it's quite a lot of interesting experience. I'm actually thinking, since regenerative braking is apparently recharging this car much more quickly than it does in through the electricity outlet, 110 volt, there must be a way that we can actually create regenerative braking and therefore create a lot more energy through regenerative braking. Because I was actually thinking, if you now have, for instance, a roller bench, test bench, that you drive with one engine, and you connect 6 brakes to it that are creating regenerative braking, would you then end up with a lot more energy than you lose with the one engine that powers that roller bench? Okay, we're back to 67, and now we're going right on La Paz, and that's a long downhill slope. Started at 86, went down to 78, and now down to 69 miles, and now comes this longer downhill slope. Up to 70. And please do remember, I do have the air conditioning on in the car, and I do everything normal. I actually have the radio on as well, but I'm not. I didn't put the sound on high. See, there we go, 72. And I'm driving at the moment 51 miles an hour. I think I should go slower here, because I think this is a 45 session. So I'm going to 45. And I'm at 73. I'm applying the brakes a little bit. 74 miles. We're still going downhill at 46 miles an hour. 75 miles range. And this is full energy. Now this is just energy you can really use to drive again. We're back to 78. So we've done this whole stretch now on nothing, ultimately. The whole stretch after the photo shoot till here is completely on 0 energy. Back to 79. Okay, I'm going further on the pass towards the 5 freeway. We're at 80 miles, 81 miles. Now we're getting a little uphill and then a little downhill again. So I'm sticking to the 45 when I can. This is the traffic also accelerating. We're at 82 miles. Probably going down a little bit because we're going uphill. You hear that whistle, and I hate that whistle. If we don't need it, then don't put it in there. Rolls-Royce never asked for a whistle. So back to 79. Now we're going downhill again. I find this totally amazing. I'm sorry if it bores the people and whoever it bores, switch off. But I find this totally amazing. This is the best part of driving an electric car. Actually, your regenerative braking and how you can extend your range by using that part. So we're very close to what we had when we left the garage, and we have driven now for about 15 to 20 minutes. And I think this is darn impressive. Now, can only extend the range from 100 miles officially to 150 miles if you can put a few more batteries in it. And for me, this is then an ideal vehicle for driving from here to LA and back. Purely driving in this vehicle to LA I wouldn't risk, because I wouldn't be able to get back. But knowing this thing about regenerative braking now, the road to LA is flat, pretty flat, so you don't have much advantage there. But if you can use it around town like this is darn useful. See, now we're going on the freeway, and we made up to 80 miles in about a 20-minute session.